Thank you for following the Walk Through the Book initiative for Diamond Believer. And I trust that chapter 1 and chapter 2, if you've gone through it, have been such a blessing to you. Let me tell you about chapter 3. I think it's one of the most powerful and the most potent chapter in the book for me personally. Jesus is my prototype. In this chapter, we went through the great length that Jesus went through in order to fulfill his destiny. The depth he had to go through in his personal study, the pressures he went under. As you know, there were situations where they wanted to stone him and kill him. I mean, you read some accounts of those in the gospel, you will know that Jesus came under significant pressure. And then the adversity he had to go through. In there, I give a description of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ and the flogging. Oh my goodness. Bible scholars tell us that Jesus died from exhaustion and hemorrhage. You'll read more about it in this book. You know, many times we get so consumed about the divinity of Jesus Christ, we forget about his humanity. Many times we tend to forget that there was a time he was discouraged and tired and weak and exhausted. There were times when he felt the pain of being betrayed. He felt the pressure of the mandate that was placed upon him. But the good news is the Bible says in the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 29 that Jesus is our prototype. What does that mean? Because Jesus succeeded, then you can succeed as well. Because Jesus overcame, you can overcome as well. Why? Because he is the prototype. And you and I are the product. We have been fashioned after Jesus Christ. That is what Romans chapter 8 verse 29 tells us. And in this chapter 3, you'll be able to learn more about the processes you need to go through, how to overcome the challenges, the pressures, the adversities of life. Remember, everything God is working it together for your good so that you come out wiser, better, fashioned by God and precious to man. Jesus is your prototype. He has set an example of how you and I can overcome the challenges of life and be diamond believers. So I encourage you, whenever you're able to, go through chapter 3 of this book. Jesus is my prototype. Jesus is the ultimate diamond believer and he has set you up for greatness. I trust you enjoy this chapter. Well, I hope you have really been inspired by the very short introduction to the chapter that you have listened to. I want to encourage you to get into each section of that chapter, get the meat and the juice out of it, use it to your advantage. But for you to have access to these materials, you need to sign up for Diamond Believer membership. The details are on your screen. You get access to the section and so much more support will be made available for you as a Diamond Believer member. And I want to encourage you to make the most of it so that we can work with you in your journey towards destiny fulfillment. I know it will be a blessing to you. I actually make bold to say that it will be one of the best investments you have ever made on yourself. I look forward to being a blessing to you more.